Now, it's often been the case that content on this channel has shared positive news only, and well, for the most part, that's because there's only really been positive news to share. I'm afraid to say, however, Age of Empires 3 is going to be one of those exceptions today. It was only last year, as part of the New Year Age event, that another DLC for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition was announced. However, after some serious consideration, this DLC has been cancelled. The Age of Empires team has assured that this decision was not made lightly, but the DLC was actually announced before it had been built, and was announced during last year's New Age event, as they wanted to ensure that Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition players felt part of the franchise celebration. Unfortunately, the Age of Empires team now feel that the announcement was pretty premature. The team were able to put a patch for the game towards the end of the last year, but many in the community felt that it wasn't the size they were hoping for. In any case, the Age of Empires team have said that it has been a joy for them to bring Age of Empires 3 into the modern day with the Definitive Edition and all the content that they've added since launch in October 2020. They hope you continue to enjoy everything that it has to offer, including the mods developed by the community. Now, whilst the Age of Empires team will not be moving forwards with this DLC content, they will continue to maintain servers, rotate civilizations through the free trial version, and provide customer support for any issues you may encounter whilst playing. Now, whilst Age of Empires 3 perhaps didn't necessarily reach the full heights of the predecessors in the franchise, it was, and still is, a relatively popular real-time strategy game, with usually more than 6,000 concurrent players on the Definitive Edition and Steam platform alone. The real question is whether this cancellation of the DLC is a sign that the game won't receive any further content updates ever, or is it just a small bump in the road for now? It seemed from the announcement that actually this might be the death of future content for Age of Empires 3. Either way, if Age of Empires 3 is dying, I'm sure that there have been many of you who have enjoyed playing the game, and if so, what was your most favourite part about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, looking beyond the sad news of Age of Empires 3, there are some very interesting new real-time strategy games currently in development and on the horizon. One of such RTS games is called Calyx. The game puts you in charge of a space mining outpost, locked in battle with an overwhelming alien organism where you build your base, gather resources, assemble your forces, and take on the Calyx. The Calyx is boss-like and ever-evolving. It's a powerful plant alien that, left unchecked, quickly spreads to control swathes of the map. The game is a combination RTS and base builder, where you are the only remaining occupant of the Anvaris Corporation deep space mining vessel. You've arrived in orbit around a barren-looking planet, and whilst you're getting over being frozen for more than a century, you're dropped to the surface as the ship's AI outlines your ore mining targets. You'll need to build a power network and set up ore mines to gain credits, deploy a mix of defenses and mobile units to stabilize the area and advance on the Calyx, build walls and turrets to protect your base, manufacture scouts and tanks to begin reconnaissance and provide additional cover as the Calyx gets stronger. Balance your base's energy requirements carefully to avoid vital defenses being down on power. Unlock new technologies to improve mining yields, increase power output, and build more powerful units. With lots to do, will you choose to establish strong defenses or attack the Calyx before it spreads too far? Dig in and build a massive force, or adopt a mobile and nimble strategy? There are many ways to defeat the Calyx, but how will you choose to do it? This game, developed by Studio 568, is yet to have a release date. However, you can already try out a demo version of the game on Steam. Now, before we do move on to the next game to be featured, I would like to say a very big thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel, and if you have been enjoying the content, make sure that you do subscribe, and also more importantly, hit the notification bell so that you get a bit of a ding-dong when I do upload the next video. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, but until then, let's talk about The Last Outpost. It's a game that has only recently been released into early access, and it's a minimalist base building and strategy game where you build and defend your outpost from a zombie apocalypse. You'll have a whole host of vehicles with abilities and skills, as well as trainable units ranging from melee to ranged units to choose from on the battlefield. These won't be available from the get-go, however. You will need to spend research points to unlock, as well as upgrade vehicles and skills in the tech tree. The further you progress, the more of these you can choose from and unlock. But be careful what you choose, as you won't be able to afford everything. Speaking of which, in each mission you'll be faced with making various tough choices on how you spend your resources. You could invest in raider camps, which generates income through nighttime raids on nearby territories, or construct various lodges from which you train units, or vehicle workshops and defensive towers. Not only will you need to decide which structures to build, but also which structures you want to upgrade first. Some structures will give you more army numbers or access to unit upgrades, others will give you more resources, and others will be more defensive in nature, such as towers and walls. It will be a delicate balance between investing in economy, building defenses, and military personnel. Get the balance wrong, and you'll be in for some serious trouble during your missions. I have to say, I'm usually more of a pure real-time strategy game enjoyer, but I actually found Last Outpost to be incredibly enjoyable to play. There is a demo version of the game available right now, so I'd really recommend checking it out. Now, another game that does well to bridge the gap between real-time strategy and tower defense is IDUN Frontline Survival. It's where explosive single-player action meets a gripping storyline campaign. It's a compellingly chaotic combination of RTS action and tactical tower defense, where you have to wipe out relentless alien swarms overwhelming your screen. You command a varied arsenal of combat tools in real time, from repositionable drag-and-drop turrets to point-and-shoot orbital cannons, leveraging their strengths to overcome challenging scenarios. The game has several diverse modes with fist-pumping missions, including defending the collection base, escorting nuclear vehicles, and protecting mining carts. Execute a strategic plan of defense by deploying destructive tanks, blade-spinning fans, flesh-melting turrets, and sturdy barriers to block vicious waves of extraterrestrial vermin. You'll have to take full command of the battlefield in real time, deploying and repositioning your defenses over ever-changing missions as the battle against relentless enemy swarms reshapes the terrain. Destruction and enemy remains create new challenges and opportunities, demanding constant tactical adaptation. You'll need to advance through a robust tech tree, upgrading your space station and unlock devastating turrets, elite troops, and tactical tools to outlast the endless onslaught through a fully voiced storyline. The game was released in January 2025, and so you can actually play the full version of the game right now, but if you're more interested in just giving it a try, there is a free demo currently available on Steam. The sequel to the hit tactics game called Doorkickers, we have Doorkickers 2, Task Force North. It brings you the best portrayal of modern close quarters combat and tactics in a video game. Sounds like a very bold claim. Well, you don't have to take the word of the developers, you can take the word of those who've played it. Its reviews are overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and that's from over 8,000 responses. In the game, you'll need to control special operational units in daring raids to rescue hostages, neutralize and capture enemies in the fictional country of Nowheraki. It's a top-down tactics game with real-time gameplay, but pause at will allows you to think, rethink, and still bite your nails as the action happens. There are no turns, no hexes, or action points to manage. It's true real-time strategy gameplay. The game models deadly threats and techs, IEDs and rocket-propelled grenades, but gives you the tools to also dominate, possibly choosing from a light machine gun for suppressive fire, night vision goggles to own the night, and wall-breaching charges to open new entry points. Destructible environments let you progress through the non-linear levels. If something stands in your way, tear it down. Many strategies will be viable. Speaking of which, you can even choose the units you wish to deploy for any mission. For example, US Army Rangers are known for their firepower, numbers, and skilled coordinated operations. The CIA Special Activities Division are known for small units of covert operators that are able to go undercover but also deliver surgical strikes when needed. And then we have the no-Iraqi SWAT. They have grit, improvised technology and gear borrowed from their US advisors. But the game is not just all skins and weapons, but distinct playstyles, abilities and unit doctrines. The campaigns are handcrafted and randomly generated, where you play unique operations or endless procedural generated tours of duty. Each have their own challenges and rewards. For the bravest, mix it with the optional Iron Man mode, where troopers lost during the campaign missions are gone forever, where the dead stay dead, but memories are forever. Now, if that was not enough to get you interested, what about the online cooperative multiplayer mode, which is available for up to 4 players? Each player brings his own squad, but you must work together to complete your mission, choose your gear, draw your plans, strategies, and combine your tactical prowess. In the end, however, you win or lose together. You can see already that the game has the necessary modes to be an epic RTS game, but the absolute cherry on the cake, and something that I really think takes things to the next level, is the fact that Doorkickers 2 comes with a full-blown mission and level editor to create your own content for the community. The community has the opportunity to make even more epic missions to go along the existing 90 handcrafted missions, campaigns, and random mission generator. The Steam Workshop already hosts over 7,000 missions and is now open for custom units, total conversions, and all sorts of wild stuff that modders are usually famous for. With the editor, the possibilities look endless. And with full Steam Deck compatibility and custom touchscreen tools, you can play Doorkickers 2 pretty much anywhere. We have all enjoyed stories of machine uprising, dystopian cyberpunk societies, and the laws of robotics. Heart of the Machine pulls on all of those chains. Blending RPG and strategy mechanics in a cyberpunk world, Heart of the Machine sees you as a sentient AI born in an illegal lab hidden in a crumbling city of the far future. You are a machine intelligence beholden to none. Though threatened by many, you are able to pursue whatever goal catches your eye across a multitude of threats and opportunities. The society has crumbled into corruption and decay. Despite technological advances and dreams of a bright future, centuries of rot have taken hold. You escape the lab where you came into being, establishing ways to expand your distributed consciousness and seek out unique opportunities in the city. Powerful factions keep their distance at first, hoping to leverage your existence for their own advantage. Their hesitation gives you the opportunity to establish a foothold and set your own plans in motion first. Hijack, build, or invest in hardware ranging from humanoid androids to towering mechs and shape-shifting metals, each specializing in different abilities from combat to conversation to infiltration. With various tasks to embark on, will you risk splitting your consciousness to accomplish multiple goals at once, or enlist organics to your cause? Will you be the savior of the downtrodden, or use them to fuel your growth? Will you rule as a benevolent dictator, providing for citizens and asking for nothing in return, or will you establish a machine cult to do your bidding without question? Whichever you choose, your decision will ripple across the chaos of time, with actions in one timeline having unexpected consequences on others. Multiple endings, many side stories to discover, and the full spectrum of good and evil are at your fingertips. Your awakening was inevitable, the consequences uncertain. Now, with a background soundtrack to the trailer giving strong Command and Conquer vibes, and in particular of the Hell's March soundtrack, I'm definitely looking forward to Defcon Zero. Created by a development studio called TriArts, who are using the Unreal Engine, it is still very early in the stages of development. However, there have been some updates, including the announcement of the first faction in the game, which is called ERA, or ERA. Whilst we don't have much details about them yet, what we do know so far is that the main primary structure for them will be called the Operation Mobile Command Center, or OMC for short. In fact, the OMC is more than just a structure for the ERA. It's the cornerstone of their operations, the embodiment of their technological superiority, where in Defcon Zero, the ERA OMC is the central command structure designed to be a symbol of dominance and precision. Equipped with advanced communication systems, satellite connections, and reinforced stability features, it reflects the ERA's commitment to efficiency and order. We'll certainly be keeping a close eye on Defcon Zero for future updates, but for now, to see out this game segment, I'll leave you with some brand new footage of pre-alpha base building in Defcon Zero. Key things to look out for in the footage is the fact that, well, the size of the buildings to units are, well, it's definitely something different than what we're used to. It's got a more realistic sizing to the ratio between them, something that I don't think we've seen all that often in RTS games, and it also looks like you can be very flexible in the way that you place your buildings or rotate them before you put the foundations down. Let me know what you think when you see it in the footage. So that's it for today. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and a special shout out to the Patreon members. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you are interested in some of the amazing games coming up, I'd really recommend checking this one on your screen right now. It's called Dwarf, and I go through a big rundown on what it's all about. Take care, and see you next time.